Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining me today. My name is Jeray Pearson. If you don't already know me, I am a holistic health coach. Holistic health takes into account and advocates for the interconnected nature of our mind, body, and spirit. And so today's topic touches a little bit on each of those areas because we are kind of talking about what the biggest things barriers that we come across with our happiness and our growth in life. So I want to this is a really broad topic, but I'm going to try and just simplify as much as I can so that this makes some sense for everybody. So say hi when you hop on. Hi, Rachel. And if you're hopping on later, then go ahead and let me know you saw this in a replay. All right, so there's a lot to talk about today, but like I said, I'm going to try and just summarize this as best I can. And let me see if I can get this. Oh, anyway, I don't know why my thing isn't showing up. Hold on. I don't know. Let's see if I can. Okay. Well, it's not showing me that it's showing up, but I believe it is. Okay. So what keeps us from happiness and growth? So people, let me know if you can relate to this. People tell me the same things kind of over and over again about what's making them unhappy in their life and what they want to change. It's usually a lack of something, a lack of a feeling that, they want to have that they're not having. And some of those are like a lack of connection to other people. That's one of the biggest ones that I find is people feel like they have surface relationships, that they have more acquaintance type relationships, even with their family members and things. And they don't feel like them on a deep connected level. So I hear that a lot. That's one of the biggest ones. People don't feel like they are admired and appreciated and really seen for who they are. This is also a really big one. So we feel like we're doing a lot for people and we're giving them sort of our best self. And we feel like we're not seen for that, or we feel like we're not really appreciated or taken for granted. People also tell me that they have a lack of optimism and hope for the future. Like they don't really see how a way out of their current situation and how to get to the next level. So let me know if any of these, if you can relate to any of these. Give me likes or hearts if they do. So those are some of the first ones. There's also a lack of passion and excitement in our like day-to-day life and just what we do every day. We feel like it's mundane and it's monotonous, and we just get up and do the same things over and over again. And we don't feel like excited about life every day on a day-to-day basis. So that's a big one. And then lack of loving relationships, like I was saying before, but the lack of love specifically. So people will say they just don't feel loved. They don't feel that their family members truly love them, or they don't feel that people in their lives are really capable of loving them the way that they feel that they're giving love. So those are all big, but we also, one of the biggest things that we sort of beat ourselves up about is that we feel like we're failing when it comes to our own expectations for ourselves. So, we want more and we're not there. And so we feel like we're a failure or we're failing at that. So these are all things that I find over and over again. People tell me are holding them back, or these are the things they're feeling that are unsatisfying. So what external, and I don't know why this isn't working. So I don't know. Let me know if you guys can. Let me see. My on-screen agenda isn't working, and I'm not sure why. Anyway, so I'm just going to keep rolling with it anyway. So external forces, there are external forces that are often holding us back. A lot of the times these are what people will call excuses. These are the people or the reasons that we give for not staying tenacious with our goals or for not changing our situation. So we have obligations and responsibilities, and we feel like those take priority or precedence over making a big change or committing to a big change. Expectations that other people have on us. as well. These all three kind of go together because they all have to do with our labels. So I've talked, I have other videos if you want to go back and look at these specifically on just our labels. But when it comes to our obligations and our responsibilities and our expectations, those are all things that are externally placed on us, and then we internalize them to create how we act in that role, in that label. So a lot of the times, for example, we will think that a label requires us to be one way, like a mom. How do we internalize being a good mom or whatever? How we internalize that and how we interpret it makes all the difference, right? Because you can be, a million different types of a mom. But I'll hear that with my clients a lot, that their motherly obligations, take them out of being able to do these things. And this is legitimate because it's our mindset. This is what we really believe. So, you can't really call something an excuse if we don't realize that it's an excuse, right? But it can be seen as an excuse, right? So those are all labels. Those are all things that, mindset wise, we can work on. So responsibilities, looking at those as being our external forces holding us back, obligations, responsibilities, expectations. Those are all things that we work on in my programs and my coaching mentorships and stuff that can be shifted. You can start realizing that when you can put your best self forward, it's beneficial to everybody, and all of those things. It's a big thing because there's so many different things within us that we can sort of I don't want to say improve, but really improve about ourselves that makes us be able to show up better as better people. And then I'm going to get more into this in a minute, but then in turn build some confidence and some stuff like that. So time and money are two of the other big ones. So time and money, we believe that those are keeping us back. And a lot of the times they are. But as you've heard me say before, anything is possible if we strategize. But a lot of the times the mind chaos that's going on in our busyness, in our daily busyness, and how that correlates in our mind keeps us from really being able to strategize how to make things happen. Money is a big one. We all know that our money mindsets are really, really ingrained. So we know that this stuff's really deeply ingrained, our money habits. And so we will think that we don't have the money to do something because our checking account says zero, right? But when you strategize it out or you figure out a way, there's always a way. So I personally, in order to hire coaches and in order to start my business and things, I've had to become very creative in how I've come up with finances to do some of the things that I've felt like I needed to do for myself. So it's not always obvious. Sometimes we have to do some digging and some strategic discovery of our possibilities. But time and money, two of the biggest ones. But time and time again, I see clients overcome those in different ways. So if those are the things holding you back, if you can't, this is a lot of the times people are unsatisfied in their career, for example. And they don't see any way to change that, because what do you have to do to change your career? You have to quit something that, you already have. You have to give up. You have to sacrifice the money that's coming in regularly, that's guaranteed and that's really comfortable in order to start your own business full time or something. And so it seems very impossible, yet people do it every day. They find a way to make it happen. And so get outside of ourself a little bit and look and see, if a family member were to come to you and say, I am like so passionate about taking on this, starting my own business and taking this on, what would you tell them? Because most of us would empower them. Most of us would give empowering advice to somebody whose only opportunity at happiness was a big change. We would support them, we would empower them, and whatever else. Yeah, we don't do that to ourselves. So let's try and do that, right? All right, so I'm really bummed that this just is not working. But anyway, so health habits have their own set of barriers. So when we're trying to make shifts in a health sense, there's some different things that we come across, not just mindsets and habits, but other things that come across that affect us and affect our decision makings. And these a few of the health things that people that hold people back from self-empowerment when it comes to their health, from really taking things into their own hands and taking control of their health habits and things. These are the few things that kind of mess us up. We get a diagnosis a lot of the times that can be very discouraging. And a diagnosis in itself sometimes tells people that there aren't options. So depending on who the physician is or who gives somebody their diagnosis, whatever it may be. I work a lot with autoimmune disease and things, but whoever it is, if they come across like it's a helpless situation, we will take that and we can run with that, and we can just feel helpless and hopeless. I recently had a client that was talking about a thyroid diagnosis that she got, and she said, but there's nothing that can be done about that. I've already been told over and over again that there's just nothing we can do about that, because I wanted to, I wanted to work with her on her nutrition, which we are now, but she had gotten this diagnosis, and I said, who gave it? Unfortunately, it's uncurable and there's nothing that can be done. But we can probably manage it with medications and whatever. And so, and this is very common. This is what I hear over and over again. And so it is a hopeless feeling. And it's when the expert is telling you that there's nothing that can be done. How are we supposed to empower ourselves when the expert doesn't even have the answers, right? Having the college background that I have, I was 7 years college. I was pre-med, chemistry, biology, pre-med. I went into nursing. I did a lot of different stuff. Hi, Connie. And so I have as much education. I actually have quite a bit more education than this technician did that told her she was hopeless. And I also have a completely different perspective because I've seen clients repeatedly rid themselves of different symptoms and different diseases and put themselves in remission from things. And so, having somebody like me say, wait a minute, I actually have a client right now with thyroid issues, the same thyroid issues, and they are completely medicine-free, managing it through nutrition, and able to live a normal life that way, was mind-blowing, right? That's just, if nobody's ever told you that before, it opens up a whole nother door. So diagnosis and statistics can really mess up our heads. If you go online and you start searching statistics, you will find them, whatever they are you're looking for. If you want to find statistics that say you're incurable, you will find statistics that say you're incurable. And if you want to find people who have rid themselves of things, you will find that. So it just depends on your perspective. And then genetics is a big one. We think that we genetically are disposed one way or another, or predisposed. Sorry, I'm getting my words all mixed up. But, we will think we are genetically predisposed to a condition, and then we will just take that as the end all. This is just how it is. There's just nothing that can be done about it. And so I've also seen genetic diseases that people have rid themselves from nutrition and from supporting their body, mind, body, spirit. It happens all the time. So what happens to somebody when they, when they even talk to someone else who has the same thing and that person believes that they're incurable? It messes with our psyche. It breaks us down and it makes us feel like we are not powerful. And we are. So that's what I'm here spouting all the time. So how do we ever overcome all of this, right? There's, so many things to feeling more passionate and having better connections with people and, being excited about life and feeling loved and all of these things. The secret, the biggest thing that people are missing and why we stay stuck in this perpetual cycle is that it is all internal. This is all internal, the way we see things. Nothing is real until we make it real in our minds. So until something we see, we process through our brain, it isn't real, right? We make it that way, and our perception makes it that way. So this building confidence and setting boundaries, for example, are two things that change a person's life entirely. You know, when you start changing how you feel about yourself and how you take care of yourself and setting clearer boundaries with people in that way, and then, you know, accomplishing things because you push through your fears a little bit gradually over time, you start building confidence and believing in what you're able to do more, and it becomes empowering. You over time build empowerment. So, you know, this is, I guess the simplest way that I can probably say this is that we create our own reality every single minute of every single day. So 5 minutes from now, your reality can be completely different just by changing your actions in the interim. So that's the first step. So the first step is realizing how powerful you really are to change your reality, you know, and then you have to set that into action time and time again in order to change your life, in order to create the reality that you want. So the reality of feeling loved and having connections, intimate connections with people, feeling fully supported by your tribe, and being free to make big life changes, career changes, if that may be it, or whatever they might be, right? Whatever changes that would make you really happy in your core. And then we have to feel, you know, while I'm talking about on a core level, we have to feel it. We have to own this, that we are creating our own reality every minute. Because if you own it, it changes every single decision that you make. Before you make a decision, when you're thinking, okay, I'm creating my own reality right now, how do I want this to play out? What are the consequences possibly going to be? And how is it going to ripple out over the next amount of time? You change the way that you make your decisions and the choices that you make and the way that you feel about things, even, which is what creates ultimate happiness anyway. So, all right. So if you want to dig deeper on this, I have Saturday, we're starting 100 days of habit creation, of healthy lifestyle creation in my Healing and Harmony program. Support is everything. I can't get this through to people enough. I was just watching this show, and I can't even remember what it's called, but it's a transformational show where people want to lose weight, you know, over 3 months, and they set goals and whatever else. And I was thinking through it because I used to be a personal trainer, and I was thinking about how much different it is when somebody has somebody holding their hands and showing up and saying, how are you feeling about this? And what came up for you when you were, you know, when you were trying to implement these new things? And if you let yourself down and you feel disappointed in yourself, what came up about that? And, you know, is this a habit of yours? Do you need work on your tenacity and consistency? And, you know, to have somebody who actually cares as much as you care about your progress makes all the difference. And nobody cares. I don't feel like anybody cares as much as me, of course, because I know that it really matters to me. My heart's in it. So if you need support, I'm here. I will drop a link for you guys to check out that program. I also have free groups, and we do a free week of healing every month in case you can't afford to commit to a financial program of some sort. And then if you post inside my groups, I will always respond to you. So you have that. You have some support if you need it for free. So I will leave links for you guys. Of course, this is a very general general topic, but I hope I gave you guys enough to think about and a few tips that you can sort of start thinking about how to shift your habits and how to, really build ultimate happiness, because we shouldn't be living simply. right? We shouldn't just be surviving and I got through another day and all this. We should be excited for our feet to hit the ground in the morning, and excited to share ourselves with the world, and excited to have that give and take of love every day with our community. That's how life is supposed to feel. So if you're not feeling that, then please reach out to me. All right, you guys, love you so much. Those of you who are watching, I see some of you watching who are in the 100-day challenge already. So hi, you guys. I will see you. I will be doing a video for you guys on Saturday. So see you there. Love you so much. Have a wonderful day.